Ahoy, hoy, I'm D. This is not D&D. In fact, we are playing Star Trek Adventures, 2nd edition. A wonderful little campaign I like to call Star Trek Andromeda. Spoilers. In fact, I'm so ready to play this. Look, look, I got my Spocks on.
I used to have those.
You know, the only thing that kind of bugs me about them is that the ears are just regular ears. They're not pointy at all.
Yeah. They're kind of obnoxious, but it is really cute.
Yeah, I've been in a cute outfit mood. But I do have my red sweater as well, so hopefully I survive this session. It's previously on Star Trek Andromeda. Crew of a Galaxy-class starship was sent to investigate a strange energy reading. Go through the whole spiel of you're the only ship in the sector with the crew to possibly manage it. On arriving, a slew of different ships arrived. Ferengi, Klingon, even Dominion and Borg. Crew sent a small away team to go investigate the source of the energy signal, where they encountered Klingons. A couple of the crew were wounded, one quite severely. Then, they were taken directly to the Klingons' brig. Doing some user config here. Bam. Tom,
Peace.
need you to join the Foundry game.
Yeah, I'm sorry, my computer's just being slow.
It's okay. It's alright. Can't all have killer rigs. That's right. Pop my collar.
I'm working on it.
Oh, well, if you ever need help working on that, go ahead and hit me up. I'm an incredible science officer.
I will, I will let you know.
Although, my advice to you is probably going to be the same as it would be to anyone else. Buy a pre-built
Yeah, that's
with
what
a
I've
few
been
of the
told.
things you're really looking for. And then you can largely upgrade the rest. Like, cheap out on the hard drive. Just don't cheap out on the motherboard. And you probably want to get a pretty decent CPU at the start of it, because you're going to end up paying a lot for a new one of those. And a GPU, because the pre-builts will usually have that little OEM discount. So, back on the Galaxy-class starship, sparks are flying everywhere. Down the hallways as people are running around, frantically trying to figure out what the fuck just happened. That's our one fuck. I did it again. The exception of, it seems, one of their crew. A tall Vulcan. Bald. Laser focused. Heading towards the shuttle bay. More of the areas start to get exploded around them, consoles bursting, sparks flying. He just calmly walks, places his comm badge down on a cargo container, heads into a shuttle, and leaves the ship. Back at you. Tom,
Yes, sir.
oh, well, I'm still waiting for you to get into Foundry, but
It's about to happen.
we can start right here. That's fine. How do you say that? How do you say that name?
Koros.
Koros. The powers went down in your ship. The only things still operational is you get a report, a life support, thankfully, and communications. Whatever the strange energy source was, it nearly destroyed your engines, did destroy your weapon systems.
Bummer.
Some of the other ships around you, you can see out the viewport. The Ferengi ship seems to also be in pretty bad condition. The Federation ship, their Galaxy class, is a bit more operational than your ship, but perhaps that's because they were further away. Your ship was right on top of that energy surge, so seems like you took the bulk of that. In a Borg ship, the Galaxy class and the Borg ship are engaged in combat. It looks like there's a small fighter aiding the Galaxy class ship, a Dominion fighter. Guess I'll throw up some pics. Always nice. Here's our Ferengi ship. Isn't it pretty?
Very nice.
Galaxy class, of course. Iconic. The Borg cube. Never a pleasure. And the Dominion fighter that's aiding the Galaxy class ship, it seems, in fighting this Borg cube. The Borg cube seems primarily focused on that Dominion fighter.
Wants that tech.
What's that?
Wants that sweet Dominion tech.
Oh, yeah. It always makes me wonder if the Borg assimilates a Jem'Hadar, are they all addicted? Something to think about. I didn't think about it too hard. And of course, your ship. This relic. It seems the Borg ship is primarily focused on the Jem'Hadar fighter. And it is doing serious damage, using its lasers to cut pieces directly off of it as it loses the ability to maneuver around. The Galaxy class tries to aid it, but these two don't seem like they're going to last much longer against this cube. Your officers are around you. Go ahead and activate there. Your officers around you seem stunned and are generally awaiting orders.
I have my internal communications.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna go over to comm and alert everybody to secure all major systems as well as the prisoners. You said the weapons are just like destroyed.
Yeah. Your report from
Okay.
your tactical officer came back that weapons are completely destroyed.
Okay, then I need the engines repaired as much as possible, and I need shields back online.
Kapla! He'll get to work. Excited to have a directive.
Where are we at in relation to the cube and the other people fighting it?
You're quite a distance away.
Okay.
I wouldn't call any distance where you can see a cube safe, but relatively you're safe compared to the rest of them.
Yeah. Okay.
The cube seems completely unbothered by you and your presence.
That's insulting.
That is kind of, isn't it? One of your tactical officers says, I suppose it's because the Borg only respond to a threat. And your operations officer walks over, punches him in the jaw.
Yeah. Good. What's my next move?
We are always a threat. Then heads back. Hold your tongue.
This is a cool
Your,
layout.
your operations officer is quickly trying to get this done as fast as possible, moving through it. Here's a fun question. Who is your operations officer played by?
Oh,
Yeah, it's a on-the-spot question.
damn it, what's his name? The same actor who plays Worf's brother.
Worf's brother?
Yeah.
Is he still alive? I forget his lore.
At this, yeah,
His mind gets wiped
in
and
DS9,
like you
yeah.
kind of lose track of him after that.
Yeah.
Like he's dishonored, so Worf like wipes his mind and sends him off somewhere.
Uh-huh.
That's kind of how Worf deals with all of his problems. Send him somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a kid? Not for long.
Get rid of him.
Only he could get rid of those barrels.
Yeah, if only. You know, when I said he set the comm badge down on the cargo container, I was really, really tempted to say Worf was laying under it. Just like Worf's like, yeah, my parents might have been Earthlings, but they raised me with kindness and care, and that sounds exhausting. You almost expect him every time he hears a name like, yeah, so Alexander's trying to contact you. Who? Across 2 series, Worf has a closer relationship with Miles O'Brien than he does his own child.
Literally.
Which I empathize with. I mean, Miles was in my life.
Top priority.
Kids I had to worry, but the operations officer is typing away, typing away. I'm going to have him make... He's not getting any aid from the ship's computers with systems down, so he's only able to, like, conduct this investigation himself. And he's fairly adept at this kind of thing. I have him roll. And 2 successes. Computers are more busted than we thought. Giving inaccurate readings as to our location, Commander. Can't seem to find any waypoints. Any landmarks. I think I've identified a few, but our readings must be off. We are 6 million light years from the Empire.
How can that be?
It can't. It's impossible. This thing is broken. And then he breaks it with his fist. The rest of the Klingons begin to look nervous again, but quickly push it down.
So what system was it he was just trying to fix? Or was he just trying to get any kind of response?
He
from the
was
computer?
trying to get any sort of reading as to your location, where you are. It's clear that the location has changed, and he can't just look outside and recognize, sort of, by the stars, a little bit of navigating where you might be. He was trying to find landmarks, and according to his readings, the landmarks are about 6 million light years away.
So I calm down to engineering for status update.
Ah, ship is gone. We're getting the engines up as quickly as possible. Commander. And then you hear him shouting at his crew. Not things we would repeat in polite company. Speaking of polite company, the brig. I hope you like these Klingon maps. I do.
I do.
They're very good.
They're very cool.
I can't take too much credit. I grabbed the official ones.
Fair enough.
Oh, woo. Thank you, Sapphire Wolf, for the raid. Ah, woo indeed. So, 3 of you, all trapped within the Klingon brig. Takas, or Vulcan, you are fading.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I am gonna try and treat my wounds to at least stop the darkness that's closing in.
All right. I'm going to need you to make an insight plus medicine. That's the check you're going to be making. Use your insight attribute and your medicine discipline.
Okay.
You are
And
focused in combat medic. I see that. So
right,
this will be a focus check. The difficulty will be increased, though, because you're trying to treat yourself.
right.
Significantly harder than trying to treat another patient. Oh, it goes good, Sapphire Wolf. Thank you.
I am going to add 3 to the threat in order to get 2 more dice on this.
All right. Sounds good. So I'm going to go ahead and add those 3 to that threat. And so by adding threat, you do get to roll the 2 additional dice. You're going to be rolling 4 dice total.
Right.
Your check value is going to be a 13 or lower that you're trying to hit on each die.
And I am gonna re-roll that 20.
And how are you re-rolling it?
I have bold medicine. So when I
Oh,
buy dice to add to threat, I can re-roll one of them.
fantastic. It's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off. Not only did you undo that complication you would have gotten from rolling that 20, but you actually got an additional success. That's 5 successes total. You needed 3. in order to stave off death, which means that you gain 2 momentum since you exceeded the check by 2.
Ooh.
All right.
Oh yeah.
So you're treating yourself, you're grabbing it, ripping off parts of your uniform, trying to dress the wound. Unfortunately, Starfleet doesn't come with a belt. You take some of your shoelaces, tie those across, make a makeshift tourniquet to stave off the bleeding.
I do have a med kit, so
They
that
took all of your equipment on transport.
okay, fine. Well, those fucking assholes.
That's kind of what they do, yeah. If they're going to send you to the brig, I don't think they're going to let you keep your stuff.
That would be very nice.
That would be
Yeah.
super convenient, yes. You
Oh,
can
no,
hear a
no.
Klingon on the outside pacing
What?
back and forth. Undoubtedly a Klingon, heavy steps, grunting.
Mm.
Seems angry to be doing what he came to do. So you've treated your wounds. Pekra, Volkris, what are you trying to do? You're inside of this brig. These aren't force field doors. These are thick, thick steel doors.
Okay.
And even
I
though
Yeah, I
it
was
looks
gonna
like the
say it
power
looks
has
like
gone
we
on
can't
emergency
see through
power.
them.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I was gonna say it looks like we can't see through them, right? Like we're just kind of
Yeah.
sealed off.
Yes, you are.
And I am bleeding.
You are bleeding as well, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Huh. I mean, I think I'm gonna try and do the same thing, do like a medicine check on myself.
Okay. It's going to require 3 successes in order for
Okay.
you to treat yourself. Now you're only rolling
Mhm.
2 die. It's possible to get up to 4 successes on 2 die, but we're talking about rolling 1s at that
Yeah.
point. Critical rolls.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
I would recommend, since we have 3 momentum,
Mm-hmm.
buy extra dice
Okay.
for your
And
roll.
then
And that's going to be an insight plus medicine.
insight plus medicine. And then the amount of dice I can buy
You
with
could
the
buy 2
momentum.
extra dice with the momentum that we have.
I think I'm gonna do that.
Well, it's no problem that you're late, John Oakwood. I'm just happy you're here. And thanks again to Sapphire Wolf for the raid.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna use the 3 momentum to buy 2 more dice.
Sounds like a plan.
Mhm.
So spend those 3 momentum. We're back down to 0 momentum.
Okay.
And then buying 2 additional dice means you're also going to roll 4 dice.
All right. Let's roll
You
this.
don't have any focuses that apply specifically to this.
No.
So this is just going to be... That just means that in order to get that critical, instead of trying to roll equal to your discipline, which is a 3 or under, you're going to roll a 1.
Okay. Let's do it.
Oh... 2 successes. So, you don't actually manage to stop the bleeding. You've done some of the same things, ripping off parts of your uniform to try to tie it together. This isn't a Rick Berman affair, so you're perfectly allowed to just rip part of your sleeves off instead of creating a distinctively revealing outfit out of it. You can tie those off, but the blood continues to go through the
Oh.
dressings.
Am I like done working on myself at this point?
Yes, you are.
So I saw Valkyrie's state before we got beamed up, and I know that she's in trouble.
Yes, you do.
Um,
You did see her
I'm
get
gonna
stabbed.
I'm gonna yell at the brig guard. What do you think the captain's gonna do if one of the prisoners dies on your watch?
Can hear the heavy steps approaching. A sigh of frustration as he belts out, "He will interrogate the other 2. Vulcan.
You'd think he'd rather have the doctor than the chief of security to interrogate?
Ah.
Oh fuck, no. Oh, alright.
So your dying half-breed's a warrior. Then surely she can endure a little blood.
I doubt you'd survive such a wound.
Ooh. All right, roll a presence plus command as you're trying to negotiate with him back and forth. Trading barbs. He's not very keen on listening to anything a Vulcan has to say.
And then my focus and persuasion would apply.
Your focus would apply, yes.
Alright.
Whoa. Not bad. 2 successes. Our doctor is busy.
Well, let me treat her.
He opens your door. His knife in hand. Try anything funny. And I'll end the joke.
I just want to save her life.
He escorts you over to where she is kept. I'm assuming you follow.
Mm-hmm.
Opens up the door. There. Heading to the half-breed.
That gonna be a insight plus medicine?
That is an insight plus medicine. Those are going to be the bulk of your treat injury style checks.
Alright. No. I'm gonna go ahead and add one more to the threat to buy 1 die.
Okay, so adding 1 for 1.
Mm-hmm. Alright, well, I'm gonna re-roll that 20,
Because of your bold medicine, and you added to threat,
right?
you are able to do that. So you got 1 success and a complication so far. Obviously, re-rolling to at least get rid of that complication. And 2 successes, which is enough. This check to treat someone else is going to take 2 successes. It only took 3 successes before because you were trying to treat yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
That does add to the difficulty. Thankfully, you also not only undid that complication, but added the extra success that you needed. You managed to fix the dressing, the makeshift field dressing that she had already applied. Is there anything you're trying to do while you're treating?
No. I'm just gonna treat her.
Just gonna treat her, that's it?
Yeah.
Not gonna use it as a ruse? Then in that case, when he notices that you are done, takes you back to your cell and closes the door. Pekra, what are you trying to do?
Yeah, that's a good question because I'm not hurt, so I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Well, as fine as anyone can be in a Klingon jail.
Mhm.
sure, yeah. Um, I mean, I'm assuming they took like they would have taken like tricorders and all of that type of thing.
Yep.
Okay, well, my options here are pretty limited. Uh, I do have some technologically based focuses. Could I just like examine the door on the inside and see if I recognize like the technology and if there's any weaknesses to it?
Oh, okay. Yes, you can. That's going to be a reason plus science or engineering, your choice.
Okay.
And You don't really have any focuses that apply here.
Okay, sounds good. How many dice is it? Is it 1, 2?
It's 2 die. 2 dice is always your basic roll.
Okay, cool.
All right, 1 success. It's built pretty well. You've seen quite a few steel doors in your day. This one is definitely reinforced. You can't really, off the cuff, identify any sort of weaknesses in it. Anything within the structure of it that you would be able to manipulate to open it.
Okay. Yeah, that's about what I thought. Um, so I'm gonna get up a little bit closer to the door and just go, "Hey!" at the guard.
Guard approaches. You can hear his heavy footsteps and his sigh of frustration again. Quiet, human.
What is going on this ship?
Battle. But instead of
Okay.
that, I'm here, taking care of a few weak pets and a half-breed.
They don't want a noble warrior such as yourself to help with the battle. They just want to leave you down here.
Go ahead and roll a presence plus command.
Okay.
You are focused in this specific kind of effort. We can certainly consider negotiation under that purview.
Sweet.
Because I think I kind of catch what you're throwing down.
I am going to try and assist her by sort of also calling to the guard to distract him as well. And that's going to give her an advantage.
Oh, okay. What is the advantage that we're adding to this? So an advantage can be anything to the scene, right? That sort of works in your favor without it being like an outright result of a success, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, in this specific case, maybe I could say the advantage is that he's actually pretty keen to go get to a tactical station, to man weapons, to actually see what's going on, because he's not getting a lot of communications back and forth. His only communication so far was an order from the commander saying, secure the prisoners.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I'm trying to play into is like,
So his
leave.
advantage, yeah, this advantage is that he is really not only itching to get into the fight, but turns out that this Klingon actually really doesn't like the commander, and he's largely just waiting for his spot to challenge him.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Warrior like you is wasted down here.
All right, so we have 3 successes total. We've just used the advantage to say he's amenable to this kind of thing, so that brings us down to a difficulty 1 check. Like, he kind of wants to do this. That's going to improve our momentum by 2 because you exceeded the check. You got 3 successes total, 2 from your roll and 1 from the success, from the aid. You can hear another Klingon in there as he goes walking past. Where do you think you're going? And you can hear the unsheathing of a weapon. And he says, where I please. Do you have a problem with that? The commander said to stay here. Then stay here. I need to go speak with him personally. The other Klingon laughs. Ha! I look forward to dining over your corpse. And that Klingon leaves. It sounds like we only have one in here now.
Hmm.
But he sounded
Okay.
a bit further away. Like he wasn't roaming the hallway the same way that Klingon was. Odds are he's not paying that much attention to you. The doors are closed.
Okay.
Well, that's about all I'm good for. Anybody got ideas?
That was a pretty solid
Uh,
move. I'm definitely
Um,
gonna say grab a determination for that.
Sick.
That was well within the values. Mainly the one there's always a way out, and every puzzle has a solution. I really dig that. So go ahead and add a determination. Once again, with determination, you guys can buy an automatic critical
ooh.
to add on to whatever roll.
Okay.
And that's not including the dice you roll.
That's nice.
Sick.
So while you're thinking about that, I'm going to move over to the Klingon bridge, because this just got spicy. Karas, you're getting a status report again from the engineer.
Report.
Engines will be up soon.
What is soon?
The power is back to the engines, but we need to rebalance them. Otherwise, this whole ship will explode. So soon means soon.
Engineers are all the same.
It's Klingon human.
I pound my fist on the button end communication.
These buttons are very pound resistance. You're certainly not the first commander to do it. You won't be the last. Hopefully not. Outside, you can see that this Borg cube has completely annihilated this Dominion fighter now, and is focusing its fire on the Galaxy-class starship fighting it.
What's their condition?
Deteriorating rapidly. It looks like they've lost one of their nacelles.
Okay.
So the big
I
glowy
can see-
rods on the back of it, one of those completely lasered off.
Oh, Jesus.
Incoming communications. You're being, as the ops officer says, I've confirmed it 3 times. 6 million light years away from the Empire, sir. This is impossible.
What's closest to us? What's the nearest planet? Any?
I will conduct a search. As he begins searching, we're receiving a hail, sir.
On screen.
On screen, human, dressed in a Starfleet attire. You've been around the block enough to know when you're talking to a captain. The pips indicate he is in fact a captain. Greetings, Klingon vessel. This is Captain Jameson. He sounds weary. He's holding the side of his neck. You can tell he has his uniform, his face have several different burns from the console explosions all around him.
Mm.
You have a limited view of his bridge, and although he's not the only body you see, he's the only moving body. This is Captain Jameson. Let me dispense with the rest of the introductions. We've managed to rescue some of the Ferengi crew. And then boom, another explosion. You can see the Borg just hit him with a direct shot. He stands back up, still holding his neck. Borg have invaded the ship. I don't know your name, Captain. But I've worked with Klingons and I know they're honorable. I have several crew. Crew not only from my ship, but from the Ferengi. And crew that I've picked up from some of the other ships around us. I wish I could tell you what they are, but I don't know. I don't recognize them. They called for help and we answered. Now I'm calling you. Do you have the space to accommodate 100 crew members?
Fuck. I don't even know what my own casualties are.
You don't? You haven't gotten that report yet? People are still scrambling. But you did come on this mission light, so you have mass empty space within your cargo holds.
That's what I'm thinking.
If you want, I can give you some of the GM inside info. You do have the room for them. But that'll cost you resources and food over time, especially if you're as far away from home as your ops officer is telling you. Not only that, but securing them might be a nightmare. And Ferengi on your ship?
So I Captain, I am Commander Koros, son of Kelros, of the House of King Peck. And I make you this offer once. We are going to get as close as we can and beam you and whoever we can to our cargo holds. You are going to set your ship on a course straight for that cube, and you're going to self-destruct. It should buy us time.
Oh, two men of the same minds, I suppose. In another life, we could have shared a drink. As he pulls his hand away from his neck, you can see there's 2 puncture wounds on it. I'm not going anywhere. I can transport into your cargo hold. Provided you drop your shields. Your ops officer says, "Sir, we have shields up."
Are you able to do that from your distance?
I am. It'll cost significant energy. Me and those of us infected are riding this pony right into the stable.
I put him on mute real quick to put a communication over the ship to have security report to the cargo bay holds and to arm themselves and to secure it for incoming guests.
Chief Security Officer and Tactical Officer steps back. We could think who he's played by in a moment. The one who was punched in the jaw earlier. And immediately heads out in order to oversee that endeavor.
Cut back to the captain. We'll only have a moment.
Moment's all I need. So you drop
Okay.
shields for a moment?
Drop shields for a moment. Engines at the ready.
Right. You do get a report, sir. We cannot warp, but we do have engines.
My navigator, did he find anything?
Your navigator? He says, still looking. Yes. A not entirely hospitable planet. But it will do.
We are not entirely hospitable people. Be prepared to head that way
Kapla!
the moment our shields are back up.
All right. And as he steps through, another Klingon warrior steps around the security officer into the bridge and towards you. He has Batleth in hand.
Oh, this guy.
The mess you have gotten us in, Commander, is clear. We need stronger leadership. My leadership.
I see you couldn't even do well on the lower decks. You don't belong on my ship. And I draw my dock tank. and
Okay.
come at
So he didn't surprise you so much. This guy's been a problem for a while. It is a little shocking. He's choosing now to do it.
Yeah, what a time.
What
After
timing?
you're, like, being a really great commander, honestly.
Who knows what or who has gotten into his head? He draws his batleth. He's ready to meet your knife with a batleth. Coward.
I love fighting with a batleth. I just don't have it on me right now. You know?
And it's going to be your turn first. The remainder of the officers aren't interfering at all.
No.
Aside from the ops officer doing his job and getting things ready, continuing your orders and sending those communications, the rest of them are now enjoying the spectacle. So it is your turn first. You're not surprised. You get to go.
Okay, so I rush at him. I wanna fake him out. I want him to think I'm about to swing at him so I can make him try to parry it. Something
Okay,
that's
so you
not
can do
there.
like a feint attack.
Yeah.
Got it. Feigning the aggression to see if he'll bring up his defenses. I like it. A skilled tactician.
What do I roll here? That's is that daring?
Yes,
Command?
this is going to be daring. Plus, you're trying to do a feint attack?
Yeah.
All right, so this is going to be presence plus security. 2 of your best stuffs.
And then hand-to-hand focus?
Hand-to-hand focus will come into play, yes, because this is a combat hand-to-hand maneuver.
I also had strategy too. I guess that would have worked.
Yeah, you do also have strategy. This both would apply. You can't double up on focuses, but don't see the roll pop up, even though I saw your dice. There we go. All right.
Damn it, what is it? Oh.
3 successes. That's enough to hit his defense of 1 by 2, so we're going to add 2 momentum to that. You're no longer using threat, you're now using the momentum. And 3 successes is a hit. Your dagger has a damage of 2, plus the additional successes you gained. That is going to do quite a bit to him. It is also deadly. So you strike him with, I wouldn't call it a fatal wound, but if he doesn't dress it soon, it's going to become a problem.
Where did I hit him?
Where did you hit him? That's up to you.
Dude, I hit him in the neck.
You're trying to hit him in the neck, so he kind of leans back a little bit to him, and you get him in the shoulder.
Gotcha.
He's not using that arm now, but he's kind of twirling around the batleth with his other arm as he uses a wide swing, coming back and then forward to try to swing at you in response. And that's going to be a daring plus security form task. Not only does he miss, but there was a complication. You can give me a suggestion for that, or I will. I'm very open to player suggestions for advantages and complications.
He throws so much power and so little skill into that swing that he trips and smacks his fucking head on a console.
All right. He trips over, smacks his head on your console. It's the closest one he's to. and even loses his batleth in the process as it goes sliding towards the view screen. Your response, go ahead.
I'm going to stab him in the back of the head.
Outstanding.
Damn.
He is down, he is prone. This is a 0 difficulty check for you at this moment. So we're rolling, 1, to see if we're going to add to momentum, and 2, to make sure you don't add any complications to it.
I also have ambush tactics, and he is suffering from a complication or weakness or vulnerability,
He is.
which increases the severity of the attack by 2.
Oh, okay. All right.
So is this presence and security again?
No, this is going to be daring and security.
Daring.
Presence because you were trying to feign him, trick him a bit.
And I'm still using the focus hand to hand.
Yep. And 2 successes is enough to do him in, adding 2 more to the momentum. You added 2 severity to that. So you stab, you hear that ever-satisfying crunch, and then squish. And
I
then
spit.
you have to pull your dagger back out of his skull.
Yeah. Yeah, I spit on him. Patah. And then I look back up to the view screen that nobody turned off. Captain, when you're ready.
You sure you have everything in order, Commander?
Right now, it is your ship you need to worry about.
One of them gets up, and he's going to drag the body away as they're all chanting, cheering, and clapping. It looks like, although that interruption wasn't exactly welcome, it's reinvigorated your men, and they no longer look as stunned and weary about their situation as they were before.
God, we Klingons love blood.
Just love it.
Man, I'm gonna miss that stupid Klingon though. I like that guy. Just wow.
All right,
Incredible.
and so you're doing that. Back to the brig.
Mhm. Back to the
I am gonna try and see if I can like hotwire this door to open from this side.
Absolutely. All right, so you don't have any tools. That's going to increase the difficulty of this
Sure, sure.
in order to work with it. I'm looking at your focuses. You really don't have anything that's going. Oh, you. You do have one at the top, which I'm not going to
Yeah,
name.
yeah, that might help with prison breaks.
Yeah. You seem pretty adept at this kind of thing for a doctor.
Mhm.
Reason plus engineering.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to use 3 momentum.
All right. Let's drop down that momentum from max 6 to 3. It was good to use it anyway. You were all at 6 momentum, and it does not go higher than that. And 2 successes. So you do manage to open the door, reroute a few of the wires behind it to convince it that it's not only that has it been activated, but all of the brig doors have been activated. Unfortunately for you, that raises an immediate alarm in the ship. And that's what I'm going to be doing with that complication, is raising the alarm. Everyone on the ship now knows you're out. The Klingon up here at the top draws his disruptor rifle.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, he's doing it serious. But all of you have your doors open. It's your turns first. So we have multiple people going. The way that we do this is one side goes, the other side goes, and this continues on until everyone has gone. We don't roll initiative in this game.
Mhm.
Is this line here the zone?
Yes, yes it
Okay.
is. That line right there indicates another zone.
Okay.
So this is only a 2-zone area. You're going to find that with a lot of the maps. It's only one zone or the other. If you looked at the bridge map before with the Klingon, his entire bridge was a zone.
Okay. And then we can move out of the brig now.
Yes. So you
Um,
choose which one of you wants to go before
I
I
think
go.
I'll go first,
Okay?
Yeah, go for
and
it.
I think I'm gonna yell at the Klingon. I can't see the rifle yet, can I?
Um, if you step out, you can see it.
Okay. I'm gonna step out to see it,
All right.
and I'm gonna yell something like, "You really need that rifle to fight a half-breed? Are you that
Ooh,
scared?"
That's gonna work.
let's hope that works. That's actually a really good call because
As
there's a lot of ways you can't
Mhm,
intimidate a Klingon. This is one of those ways you certainly
mhm.
can.
Say, "Fight me hand to hand like a real Klingon, or am
Ooh.
I more Klingon than you?"
Oh, okay, that might piss him off. Let's roll a presence plus you can use command or security for this.
Using security.
I bet you will.
Mhm. Um,
And this is going to be a very low difficulty, a difficulty 0 check.
okay.
Just get a success is all you're really going to need.
Okay, I'm gonna
But convincing a Klingon to fight you hand to hand is not hard.
Um,
Alright,
can I assist?
If you assist, that will increase the difficulty in this case. Because to him, it's no longer a one-on-one challenge. Now it's all of you
I
trying to convince him to get jumped.
nah,
They're foolish,
one-on-one.
but they're not stupid.
Mhm. I'll roll the dice, I'll see. Yeah.
2
So
successes,
yeah.
Mhm,
and he slings it. He pulls out his batleth and his Dakar, his dagger,
mhm.
and he slides the dagger over to you.
Alright. I take that dagger.
And so you said you step out to
Mhm,
do that, and you use your action to generally intimidate him into doing that, which he does. He slides you that dagger and then runs as you're picking it up to attack you with his batleth.
mhm. Okay.
So his batleth is going to be a daring plus security. It's going to be your against your defense of 1. I got 2 successes. By the way, you got that momentum from your 2 successes.
Mhm,
So I got 2 successes. I beat your defense by 1. I don't gain
mhm.
threat from that, thankfully.
Okay.
And you're going to take 5 stress.
Okay. On top of the stress I already have?
Yeah, because although
Okay,
he stabilized you, he hasn't actually healed your stress yet.
got it.
And just for future reference, you went the wrong way on that. You want to
The
click
wrong
what
way.
your
Oh,
current stress is, not like how much you've taken so far.
wait, what? Sorry.
So you want to click on the remaining stress that you had was 6.
Mhm. go the other way?
Yeah, you want to click on the 1 because that's how much you have now.
Got it.
And I do want to see if you have a certain Klingon trait. You do not. So that's good to know. See, killers. Okay. You are actually taking an injury as well
Okay.
because of how much damage you just took.
All right.
I don't see exactly where the slot is for injuries, but I know there is one.
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
I can write whatever the injury is.
Yes. And with that, I leave that up to you. You've been stabbed or sliced with a batleth. What's your injury?
Yeah. Um, I say I got sliced with the batleth, so
But an injury itself usually comes with some sort of consequence. Maybe
mhm.
slice in the arm, so now you're one-handed fighting them. Either way, that injury will
I like that.
increase the
That's the
difficulty
plan.
of checks for you going forward.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. He sliced one of my arms.
All right. And that will increase the difficulty of checks for you going forward. That's all checks. So really, like, narratively, it matters
Okay.
what you did, but mechanically speaking, just
Mhm.
one difficulty plus one difficulty to all of your checks.
Okay.
Pretty straightforward, and that's going to go back to your guys' turn.
Um, I will go up behind him,
All right. So Tokath has taken the turn.
and I'm gonna try and wrestle the disruptor rifle uh off of him.
All right. Yeah, he did have it slinged in the back. But obviously, he's still going to try to resist you taking it as soon as he notices that's what you're doing. I don't see any sort of focuses that are going to come into play here.
Sure.
So what you are just going to do is a daring plus security. It's a standard sort of melee grab, melee attack. Takes guts to get right
Um,
into a Klingon's face and start doing that.
And then could I assist him in, or with the +1 difficulty that I have, would it make it worse?
Um, no, because it's not your task,
Okay.
so you wouldn't actually affect that difficulty. You can assist him, but you've already taken your action, right, this round?
Mhm.
You can take another action this round by spending 2 momentum and assisting him.
I think that's a worthy cause.
That does sound worthy to me. And that,
Yeah.
for you, would also be a daring plus security. So I'll take away those 2
Daring.
momentum.
Okay. Daring plus security, and it's just 1 for me. 1 dice.
It's 3 successes, and that is enough to get his weapon off of him. You hit it on the mark, trying to take
okay.
a weapon that's strapped to him.
Can I use 2 momentum to attack him?
Yes, you can.
All right, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna fire the disruptor rifle at him.
All right, so we're down to 1 momentum, and you're firing.
And that also daring and security?
That is control plus security.
All right,
All of
control
your range
plus
attacks use
security.
control.
Got it.
Got it.
Think of it as like
And
the
then
control of aiming.
I'll go ahead and use the last momentum in our pool to give me another dice.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like a plan. Ooh, 3 successes. That's enough to hit, gaining yourself 2 momentum back. I love this game sometimes.
Mhm.
But also, with those level of successes and hitting with the disruptor, he is just disintegrated.
Hell yeah.
You wait around for the alarm. As a chief of security, Valkyris, you're used to your ship where if a weapon was fired in an unauthorized manner on your ship, the
Mhm.
alarms would go off. They don't seem to have that alarm on this ship.
That alarm will be going off all the time.
It would be People would wake up to it. It would be their actual alarm to go to work.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, the new shift must have started. How do I know? We got it. We have a new lieutenant.
3 people got promoted while you were asleep.
All right, Petra, sounds like the coast is clear. I'm going to guess you're heading out too of this brig.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll step out now that everybody's done with all that.
Not bad. Good show. Good call.
Yeah.
hmm
Good job, everybody.
Not too bad for a half-breed and a Vulcan.
We got the job done.
Seriously, good job, everybody, actually. That was a pretty impressive play, even with getting the Klingon to leave, making it a
Yeah.
3-on-1 instead of a 3-on-2 armed.
And I thank you for that too. I needed to get rid of that guy.
This guy's been pissing me off for a while.
So, I'm just going to give this to you without a check. Although, no, generally speaking, we should always make a check if we can.
hmm
If anybody wants to see if they know anything about, like, a layout of a Klingon ship, like, maybe you can guess where you want to go to get where you want to go, right?
hmm
Um, that would be... None of you really have the focuses that would apply to that. I'm just looking through it.
hmm
Looking through all of your focuses. None of you really have, like, ship systems, um, ship design, things of that nature.
Could I make the argument that, like, since I kind of grew up with traders, I've been on Klingon ships before?
I'd say I might be familiar with some Klingon ships because
That too, yeah.
I did grow up on the planet.
Interesting. That's true. Those are both pretty good ideas. I do like the argument. Yeah, either of you can go ahead and roll for that. See if you understand this is a pretty classic ship too.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, I can roll for this, see if
Yeah,
it's
go
a
ahead.
classic ship. And that'll be I'm
you can
guessing
roll. The other one can assist. That's going to be a reason plus engineering.
plus engineering. I'll roll and then you can assist me.
Okay. How do I do that?
You just roll 1 die instead of 2. An assist is
Okay.
always just 1 die.
Got you.
Nice.
It's like I said, this is a pretty classic ship. You gained 1 momentum. You beat the difficulty that you were looking for by 1. Normally it'd be a difficulty 1. Volkris leading it means it's her check. So that also means that she increases the difficulty by 1 because, well, that injury's getting to her, even when she's trying to think.
Mhm.
But you still beat it by 1. It became a difficulty 2 check because of that, but you rolled 3 successes total.
Is our equipment in the brig here?
And actually, thanks to those 3 successes, you would know your equipment wouldn't be kept in the brig. They don't keep prisoners' equipment near them. Most likely what they did was they transported it to a cargo bay.
Oh.
And you know where those are. Or it's also likely they transported it directly to their armory because they're not above using your weapons and equipment.
Mhm.
Hmm.
So it's up to you. Where do you 3 want to head? What's the plan? Could be in the armory, could be in one of their cargo holds. The armory is likely to be heavily guarded and heavily armed. Go figure.
Mhm. And
Mm.
I'm assuming, like, a med kit would not be in the armory? Hopefully?
Um, it might.
It might. Okay.
Most Klingons tend to carry at least something similar to that on their person at all times.
Okay.
Always prepared for battle.
Got it.
And the guy we disintegrated, his would have been destroyed then.
Yeah, that med pack is destroyed.
That's unfortunate.
You mean he doesn't drop everything he was holding like loot?
No, he does not. It all just sort of gets disintegrated real slow while Picard just watches in the distance, nothing, no reaction whatsoever. The deep cut Next
Uh,
Generation reference. Um,
How about the med bay?
Hmm, that's a
uh,
good idea,
you do know the
actually.
location of the med bay. Generally speaking, you know the location of all the areas you're trying to get to with your combined check.
mhm.
The D7 is a classic.
Um, say med bay or the cargo bay. I don't think the armory is the way to go.
Probably not to start. Probably not
No, I
in the state that we're in.
in the state. Yeah, your fighter's not doing well.
Yeah.
Um, I I I'm cool with taking chances at like medical bay.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
I think that's probably a good place to start.
All right. So you all are going to head to the medical bay. Back to the bridge. You've been informed as a Klingon officer returns to his tactical station. The prisoners are held in the cargo bay, Commander. Then the alarm goes off. But some prisoners don't seem to know where they belong. He draws his dagger and heads back out.
Thanks, guy.
As he's heading through the door, our original prisoners have escaped. I'll bring them back.
Alive.
He grits his teeth, almost as if he's about to bear them towards you. As you
Still holding
wish,
the bloody dagger.
Commander. Roll a presence plus command to see if he actually is going to follow that order. That's a tough sell for a Klingon.
Mhm.
Tom, Karas, give me that presence plus command.
You got it.
One success. Oh, two successes. Got it. I was reading the one right before it. It's two successes. He'll follow it. You're pretty sure. Begrudgingly, though. It probably won't take much convincing, though, for him to be like, well, I had to defend myself.
Yeah. I leave him to that. We're currently trying to perform a maneuver.
Yes. And the maneuver has been performed. Like you said, everyone was transported onto the cargo bay.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's what he meant by the prisoners have been transported to the cargo bay. Like he has them locked up.
That was okay. Set immediate course for the nearest planet.
Yes, Commander. You get a response from engineering. Who's trying to kick up warp? It's not ready yet.
Give us full speed on the engines. How long before my warp core is operational?
Roll me another presence plus command.
Intimidation.
Yep. Intimidation will certainly work here. That's a language they understand. One success. Soon, Commander. Soon. If I
Say
had more time
maximum.
to work on it and less time to stroke the ego of my. It'll be done soon. And he ends the communication.
Ooh.
I yell at the con to keep us at maximum thrust and to hit warp the moment it comes online.
All right. You see the explosion generated from the warp core in the ship, the Galaxy class, crashing directly into the Borg cube. Whoever this Captain Jameson was, That's a hell of a way to go. Damn near Klingon way to go.
Kapla, Captain.
The cube, however, still operational, and now it's shifting and turning to head towards you.
Ah,
Then suddenly it stops as it shifts and turns its direction elsewhere. Your ops officer says, "We have incoming from warp, I think, Captain." I'm picking up hundreds of small objects. No bigger than a man. And you can see now as debris is starting to circle, at least from your vantage point on the view screen, what looks like debris is starting to circle this Borg cube. As it's maneuvering around, you can see it's making a symmetrical pattern all around it, nice and evenly spaced. Your ops officer warns you again, "I don't understand these readings, Commander. The closest
explain.
example I've had are singularities."
They're too small to have those kind of engines.
And then almost in a flash, the Borg cube crushes itself into itself until there's nothing left. The debris and remnant energy, the ops officers are telling you, these things are absorbing it now. So one of the debris is headed our way. You get on the comms. "We have warp."
Full speed now.
And you take off. And that concludes this episode.
Ooh.
Awesome.
Join
You
us
guys-
definitely in 2 weeks. Part 3 of our series premiere.
You guys were awesome in the prison.
Visit This Is Not D&D or It Is Not D&D on YouTube to see part 1 of our series premiere, as well as our series X-Men, The New Class, and Fallout Tales of the Midwestern Wasteland.
Mm.
Thank you all for joining. It's been a blast. Several questions leading into the new episode. What just happened to that Borg cube?
Yeah.
What could do that to a Borg cube?
Mhm.
And how many stragglers did you just pick up?
Mhm.
To find out, join us next time in 2 weeks on Star Trek Andromeda.
Ooh.
That's it.
Nice.
Awesome.